Okay, so far we've seen how to calculate the sales variances. We calculated the sales margin and the sales contribution variance. So this time we're going to calculate the material variances in this video. So similar to the sales variance, we've got standard quantity, standard mix, and standard price. Then these eventually by D become actual quantity, actual mix, and actual price. We do A minus B to get the yield, B minus C to get the mix, C minus D to get price, and A minus D to give us the material cost variance. One thing as well, if we look at the question here, we can see that for Abbey, it uses two materials. So to produce the product Abbey, we use material 1 and material 2. And to produce the product Lee, we use material 3 and material 4. We also notice Abbey doesn't use material 3 or 4, and Lee doesn't use materials 1 or 2. So what that means is we're going to have to calculate the total material cost of producing Abbey, and then the total, using the same technique, calculate the total material cost of producing Lee. So we've got the two materials Abbey uses, and we'll get the standard quantity, standard mix, and standard price for each of them. So the first thing, maybe the trickiest thing, is to get the standard quantity. So the standard quantity is going to be the amount of kilograms of the material that's used overall to produce material 1 and material 2 when we're producing Abbey. So how much of material 1 did we use and how much of material 2 did we use? So first of all, we'll look at the total quantity of material 1. So the total quantity of material 1 is going to be calculated as the amount of kilograms of material 1 we use, which is 9 kilogram per unit, times by the actual number of units. So it's going to be 9 kilograms times by 6,950 to give us the total amount of material 1 we use. So that's going to be, if we do the calculation, it'll be 9 times by 6,950 will give us won't be a number, it won't be a currency, it will just be a units. It will be 62,550 kilograms. And then to get the same for material 2, it will be the 8 multiplied by the amount of units that we're going to produce, which is 6,950. Again, it's the amount actually produced, and that will give us 55,600. Again, if you want to see just with the commas there, sometimes it makes it a bit clearer. So 62,550 of material 1 and 55,600 of material 2. So we can see these calculated here, material. So 62,550 material 1, and then 55,600 budgeted for material 2. So to get the standard quantity, we add these two material costs together. So it'll be the 62,550 plus the 55,600 will give us 118,150 is the standard quantity. Then the standard mix will be how much of that 18,150 as a decimal or as a percentage is being used in material 1. So we can see it's going to be for material 1, it will be the 62,550 over the 18,150 is 0.530 or 0.529, thereabouts. And then for material 2, it's going to be the 55,600 divided by the 118,150 gives us 0.471 or thereabouts. So put in there to 3 decimal places the 0.471. To get the standard price, again, it should be given to us in the question. So the price we anticipate to buy at, or the cost per unit, will be £1 for material 1 and £2 for material 2. So again, in the material costs, we plug in the £1 for material 1, £2 for material 2. Then we've got all the numbers we need. So we just multiply through here. So to get the 62,000, it will be the 118,150 multiplied by the 0.529 multiplied by the 1. Same shebang for the material 2, we just multiply these guys together to give us the 111,200. Then we add them together, we add the 62,550 onto the 11,200 to give us A. Then we follow the kind of similar process that we did before to get B, C, and D. So we sort of know how to calculate these numbers now, I think, which is we multiply these through to give this one, then we add these two together to get this one. So I'll just go through how to get the different quantities here. So to get the actual quantity, what we want to do now is if we go to the question, it'll be just given to us. It'll be 62,000 was used for material 1 for Abbey, and 55,900 was used for material 2. So we can see then 62,000 for material 1, 55,900 for material 2. We add these together and we see a total of 117,900 kilograms worth of material was used. So we plug these numbers in here. To get the actual mix, it will be for material 1, the actual mix will be the 62,000 over the 117,900 for material 1, and for material 2 it will be the 55,900 over the 17,900, which gives us the 0.474. So that gives us these numbers here. Then we've still got the standard price for C. Then to get D, we need the actual price. So again, if we look at this one, we can see, we look at the question, we can see the actual price of material 1 was £1.15. The actual price of material 2 was £1.90. So we put in the £1.15 here, the £1.90 in there, and that will give us the actual price. So again, we multiply these through to get this number, multiply these through to get this number. We add these two together to get D. Then we calculate the variances. So the yield variance is A minus B, the mix variance B minus C, the price variance C minus D, and then the total cost variance A, the standard quantity, standard mix, and standard price, take away D, the actual quantity, actual mix, and actual price. So we take these each away and we get these variances here. One thing we notice that's maybe slightly different this time is that the negatives really are adverse this time. So originally, when we seen with sales, negatives were favourable, but in this case, if you look here, A minus B, the yield for the yield variance, we've got A take away B, and it's given us a small favourable variance of 368. So that's 173,750 is what we budgeted for. It came in slightly less than that. So we expected to be this number. It came in at this number, came in slightly lower, so it was £368 less than we thought. In that case, it's a favourable variance. Whereas B minus C, the mix for the mix variance. So B, we budgeted it to be 173,382. It came in at the higher number of 173,800. So these negatives are going to be adverse variances. So the negative 418, when the cost variances are negative, they're adverse. So that's how we calculate the material variances for Abbey. And using the same technique, we can calculate the material variances for Lee as well. And the difference is that just instead of using the numbers for Abbey, we're using the same technique, same process, but we're using the numbers for Lee. So hopefully you should be able to work out how to do that one. Okay, so once we've done that, then the next video will be about the labour variances.